Remember, knowledge, it ain't free. You got to pay attention.
And they're off in the Kentucky Derby.
You're watching Past the Wire TV, the biggest races at the best tracks. From the Kentucky Derby to the Breeders' Cup. The best horse racing coverage is right here on Past the Wire TV.
Hey, Sure Bet Coffee. Put that giddy up in your cup. That giddy up in your cup. Sure Bet Coffee. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Go.
Pick 5, not too bad. We hit some exactas and did a couple of things there that was pretty good. But overall, it was one of those things that we just couldn't get through. So anyway, first I want to thank Race Lens for everything that all the tools here they give us for the show, and all our other sponsors, like Pleasant Acres, Neolithic up here, he's a stallion. Matter of fact, he's got an offspring running in Gulfstream on Sunday in a small stakes race. So if you want a nice young sire that's starting to produce a lot of nice winners, Neolithic is the way to go. Here we are. We're going to try to tackle the Ohio Derby. So that'd be Thistledowns, and we're going to check it all out. So let's go in there and see what we could do. We'll start with it's going race 8 through 12 is the pick 5. I think we'll do race 9 and 12. And let's go and hit it. Let's see what we could do here. So in race 9, we're going a mile and an eighth here. For 3-year-olds, this is not a bad race overall. There's some nice horses in here. Matter of fact, the whole card is not a bad card overall. And there's some value in there in some of these races, like in this race. We'll take the one horse here. Let's look at this horse. This horse has got that pressure type speed that can sit really close. Sometimes he finds himself on the lead, but most of the time he's in that pressure style type of race. Third race off a layoff, looking for improvement. That's one of the angles for Race Lens. Morning line favorite, turf to dirt, like that angle. And of course, it was a beaten favorite, and you got a jockey switch. Now you're getting Jose Ortiz. So with that all being said, this horse is definitely going to be sitting right there, pushing whoever the leaders are. Probably sitting about third, I would guess, probably within 2 to 3 lengths of the leader. I think this horse is going to be extremely tough to beat. I do believe this is one of the horses to beat for the win column. Better look out for it. So, in my opinion, look out for the one horse to beat. Now, number 2 in this race, another horse that has some speed. Probably more or less the leader of this race. If this horse breaks good, I see this horse on the lead. This horse has that type of speed. I don't know if he could get a mile and 8, though, is the question, Every time he's ran a mile and 16th, he kind of gave away. So I have a little bit of a question on the horse getting the distance. Now, so for me, can the horse get the distance? I don't think so, but I do think he has the kind of speed that could steal this race. If you look at this horse's speed, especially at the 6 furlong mark, 6.5, decent right there. 111, 118. I think this horse, when he ran a mile 16th, he ran a 113 at the 6 furlong mark. Of course, that was on turf. They're going turf to dirt. This trainer gets 35% wins when he does that from turf to dirt, plus 92% on the ROI, return on your investment. So this horse is a little dangerous. Maybe if this horse gets loose on the lead, might be the hard horse to, you're going to have to wheel this horse back in. Early speed, then tired last time out was the angle. So I think this horse is very dangerous. Is he dangerous for the win? I don't think so. I still think the one's got that locked up, but I'll tell you what, this is the horse that would scare me the most out of this whole race, other than the one. The 3. Horse has got pressure type of speed. Doesn't find himself on the lead too often, but very close to it overall. If this horse breaks excellent, better than the 2, then it might be on the lead for just a little bit. But overall, I just don't see this horse doing much damage. It always caves in. You're getting 12 to 1. I would demand much more than that to be betting this horse. The horse does have talent. His non-winners are 2, a lot. Finished 3rd in a small stakes. But for me, I'm taking a pass. The 4 here. This one comes from more of a pressure type of come from behind. So I don't see this horse being much of a danger in this race. I think the others are faster, especially the 2 and the 3 are faster than this horse. And the 1's probably even faster too. So I would take a 100% back seat on this horse. I'm passing this horse 100%. The 5, this horse will be coming from behind. How far behind is the main question. This horse is going to have to break good just to stay within, striking distance. So for me, this horse hasn't shown consistent enough to close that hard unless he's super close to the pace, and then that's usually in sprints. If you look at the sprints, he stays close to the pace and then he closes okay. But when the longer he goes, it just seems like he doesn't close as well. He did run a good race back, 3 races back, a mile 16th. He sit pretty much almost even throughout the whole thing, second by half. Ran good there. But for me, I'm going to take a pass on this horse today. But I have to admit, if you're going to play this horse, I would play this on the bottom side of my exotics, if anything. The 6, a horse with pressure type speed, has shown it consistently. Broke its maiden 3 back. Looked good doing it overall. And then the last 2 races were at a mile. Looks like he could get the distance, even though the last time he got beat by 10. Ran pretty even overall in that race. So, with that being said, this horse could be dangerous for the bottom side of your exotics. I think this horse is definitely for your trifectas and maybe some exactas if you want to do that. The 7 is probably the same thing, but this is a pressure type of horse, but that has a pretty good late kick overall. Last time out, the horse looked really good, winning. Could be very dangerous here. The question is, can he compete against the 1 and the 2 overall? I think the 1, you're going to have to beat the 1. This horse does have that kind of talent to probably do an upset here. I would demand a little bit more than 6 to 1, but this horse definitely worth taking a shot in a race like this. I don't blame the connections for going for it. This horse is overall a very nice horse. Does very good. Runs on those smaller tracks overall. But, for me, I'm going to do it on the bottom side of my exotics. Let's put that away. I'm putting it on the bottom of my exactas and tries, just like the 6. That's what I'm going to go with this horse. The 8. This horse does have some speed. I don't know what happened to my screen here, but okay, this does have some speed. And this horse, I just don't know if he could keep going, especially with the 2 and the 3 over this distance. This horse, the trainer, when he goes from turf to dirt, does that 35%. I think believes that that's the same trainer. Decent odds, but overall, I would say I would take this horse on the bottom side of my exotics. Also, this horse has that kind of speed that just kind of gives away at the end. Whenever he did have it his way about, what was it, 4 races ago, he went wire to wire in a mile and the 16th. Looked good doing it. So for me, bottom side of my exotics, I still think the 1 is horse to beat. Now, with that said, let's go and check out what Race Lens has, how they project this race to come out. Let's see what they got. Race number 9. Well, let's see what they have as. This is what I put as my adjust win percent probable factors. I have speed at 3, class and form at 5, distance at 3, jockey trainer both at 2, and then I got pace at 5, trainer at 3, track at 3, angles at 2, and the track conditions at 3. So they see it 1, 2, 4 on the early lead. They see the 4 really taking over probably at the midway of this race. I kind of see that a little bit. I personally think that the 2 will probably have the lead, but hey, that's me. They have the 2 and the 1 sitting second, third. And at the end, they have it 51%. The 1's going to win by 51, 2 by 31%, 8 at 6, almost 7. Let's say 7. The 5 at 3 and the 7 at 2. Well, I have it 1, 2, 6, 7. So the 1, 2, I think is the exacta overall on that race. I like the big time in this race. I think he's tough to beat. They think you're looking closer to the 4 to 5, and the 2 is supposed to be 2 to 1. You got 5 to 2. You can probably get about 2 to 1 horses. So look out for all that. That's how I see it on that race. Now, let's 12, which is the Ohio Derby. Before we do that, though, once again, if anyone has any questions, need help with anything, claiming a horse, buying a horse, or we are starting a racing syndication and a pinhook racing syndication, contact me at this email, charles@passthewire.com, and I'll get back to you. If you want a full card on the Ohio Derby weekend there, I got that there for Saturday. But like I said, any questions about anything else, even if it's just about jockeys, trainers, anything, shoot me an email and I will get to you as soon as I can. Now, let's head towards that Ohio Derby, where some of these horses were originally in the running for the Derby itself, the Kentucky Derby, but never quite got enough points or didn't quite do enough things to get their owners and trainers to get them there. So let's start with the 1 horse, Barreton's Baytown. This horse has come from behind her, and in this race, this horse really needs to pick up the pace a lot to do any kind of damage. I mean, the last couple of races just ran even, and it wasn't a beautiful even either. They were all pretty bad, pretty far back. I personally think this horse is a couple of notches over his head. I think this is more of your allowance or high claiming type of horse. Look, this horse won at a claiming price at 40 and went to grade 2, grade 3, 2 grade 3s, and there's a 1 allowance race that destroyed. So I think this is more of a claiming horse, if anything. Race lens angles, this running style does not suit this horse. Too far behind. He's going to have to come from way behind. So I say no on this one. Chunk of Gold. This horse was in the Derby. Ran 9th, but you've heard me say this a million times. You're going to keep on hearing me say it. It doesn't matter how you finish the Derby. First, second, 9th, 20th. Things happen in that race that it just normally doesn't happen because there's so many horses. So toss the race, no matter what, where they came in at all and how they ran. Yes, you could, use some of it as like, how did they run on a lead and they get bumped a lot of times, or were they trapped the entire race? You could do stuff like that to give it a little bit of an edge for their next race, but overall, toss the race. So let's toss that race, and you go to the race before that. The horse ran excellent at the fairgrounds, ran 2nd in the Louisiana Derby. Before that, ran 2nd. The time before that, 2nd. The horse had seconditis, but that's okay. These were young horses. They're learning. They're developing. They're doing a lot of things. Does this horse have the talent to win this race? You betcha. I would not turn my back on this horse at all. I think this horse has got tremendous talent. The horse belongs in this type of race. So, with that being said, do I think this horse could win? Yes, possibly could win. I think there's a lot of possibles in this race. I think this race is pretty loaded, and there's not many shocks that would shock me that they won. Now, there's 2 horses that I think have the edge over all of them, but there's at least 4 other horses other than those 2, which makes it 6 horses I believe has a shot to win this race. I would not be shocked. This is one of them. Your Chunk of Gold definitely is a major player. Put him in your exotics, your pick 5s, pick 4s, all that. Copa Loca. Another one here, and very interesting, was not on the Derby trail per se, but this horse ran off 3 wins in a row. Gotta love that with any horse, no matter where they're at, is stepping up in class here. I do not blame them. Can this horse win? Maybe. This is the maybe, because we cannot see class-wise, can this horse handle this? This horse was claimed back as a maiden for $30,000, but came back, and like I said, after about 4 races, them to understand the horse. The horse has won 3 in a row. Makes this horse a little dangerous? Yes. Personally, I think more on the bottom side of exotics. But if you're playing a huge big pick 5 or pick 6 or pick 4, maybe you want to toss this in for just because of the odds overall, and the horse could jump up and bite you. But I'm personally saying this is more on the bottom side of the exotics, but I would not be 100% shocked. The 4, McPhee. This horse was on the Derby trail, just couldn't quite put it together in time. If he would have ran probably better in the wood, they would have probably went for the the Derby, but he didn't run that great in the wood. They've been trying to figure this horse out. They added blinkers last time, and the horse just lost last time out. So Dutrow, I think he's an excellent trainer for horses like this. When he added the blinkers, the horse just lost at 7-1. I had my money on him that day. I think that horse was one of the top horses for the Peter Pan McPhee. And I tell you what, I think he's one of the top horses here today. I think he's one of the top 2, possibly 3 horses that could win this race. Major, major player. John Velasquez, only race of the day at Thistledowns. So another thing you may want to put a little thought process behind. And the odds 3-1. I think you're probably going to get that because I think there's a couple of horses in here that will steal some of that money. So I think you might get up around 3-1. Now, the 5 Extradition. This horse last time ran pretty even overall on the allowance race. Time before that 1 allowance race is stepping up in class here. My question is he stepping up against some tougher foe? I personally believe so. The running style, they're saying, coming from behind is not that good for this horse. 3rd race after a layoff, looking for improvement. I would definitely say that too. He did do okay as a big favorite last time. I'm going to take a pass on this horse. I don't even think he's one of the top 6 that could probably win. So I personally would be shocked if this one won. But I have seen stranger things happen. But for me, I'm taking a pass. The 6, Clever again. That Preakness race. This horse got everything that journalism, that what happened in that race with journalism, when journalism bumped around and then journalism still ended up winning that race. Unbelievable race for journalism, by the way. But this horse got beat up on the rail. Ortiz had nothing else to do but to basically pull this horse up. I mean, he had to get a good hold and make sure that he didn't go over the rail or clip hills, and there's a million other things. Was it journalism fault? Well, this is part of that discussion at the Preakness. Who was at fault? What jockeys should be fined? Pratt, Umberto. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Jose got beat up in that race. And Steve, the trainer, was very upset of what happened there because the psyche of his horse, he thought that it might mess with his head. And you know what? Those type of things do mess with their heads. You know, they're just like, well, they're like little kids. You take a kid and you put them in a scary situation, they're going to remember it for the life. And sometimes they get a phobia of whatever that is. If it's swimming, put in a closet and stuff like that. You know how kids play and they lock other kids in closets and stuff. I mean, some things messes with a brain of a kid, which is the same thing as a horse. You know, some things mess with their brain. So this horse, I'm sure Steve's been getting clever again, adapted to squeezing between horses, not be scared about it because he got beat up pretty good. This is a major, major player in this race. Jose in here on this horse for Steve again. I think 1 of 2, possibly 3 horses that should win this race. I think very, very highly of this horse. This horse will be one of your leaders. Tough to catch. So good luck there, which I think McPhee could do it. So there you have it. That's how I see it. I mean, this is definitely a major, major player. 9-5, you probably will be seeing about those odds probably. So beware. The 7, Bohemian Style, last time out. This horse has a pressure type of running. This horse is going to have to break good, just hang with them. Plus, he's got to really step it up big time. This is the 12-5 claimer. They are just jumping this horse up majorly. And I think it's too much too soon. If the horse is that good, go on, move him up in the ranks. You know, if you don't want to lose him in claiming, put him in allowance races, get a couple allowance, put him in a small stakes before you throw him up with the big guns like this. I think it's pushing this horse way too much. The 8, Provino. Yeah, last couple of times, really not much there. Ran even 2 times back in allowance races. When he ran on the Jeff Ruby, didn't show much. Needs to improve a lot. Pete Miller is the trainer. Let me tell you something about Pete Miller. He will get those horses ready, even when they on paper don't look like they're ready. So I trust him on more than anything than I do on the paper. Then you got Mike Smith, the old veteran, jumping in to come in here and run on this. Then they had him entering on a couple other races. So I don't know if he's at the time of me doing this show, if he's going to run in one of those races. But anyway, I think this horse could be a player. For me personally, more on the exotics of tries and stuff like that. Wouldn't be super shocked, but it kind of shocked a little bit. 12-1. If you want to look for some long shots, sort of like this horse with the 3, you kind of have to, remember what they are. Throw a little long shot, throw them in there for some of your supers or tries, or even pick 4s, pick 5s to juice up that price in case it pops up. Then you got a nice pick 4, pick 5, pick 6. The number 9, Master Controller. Last time out, broke its maiden. Once again, another jumping up in class majorly. Brittany Vandenberg. She does okay overall. She does. Her ROI over the last 30 days is plus 47%. Must like that. I just think this is too much too soon. Horse does have a good finish there, but I think this is too much class too soon. For me, I'm taking a seat back. I'm passing on this horse, and for me, it would be a shock. Moplex, the 10. Speed. Okay? If this horse gets loose, could be dangerous. But the question is, can he get past that 6? I don't know. I don't think so. But this horse has shown that he's ran 3rd in a grade 1. He's run 2nd and finished 1st in smaller stakes. He's won a grade 3. So with that all being said, tons of talent, total respect for this horse. Could be a player too. 6-1. I would really like, if this horse goes off more than 6-1, he's definitely in plays for me on some tries and supers and blah, 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 stuff like that. Another one that you got to look at for throwing in pick 4, pick 5, pick 6 to be a little dangerous for the shock value. I still think the top 2 horses is your 4 and the 6. Possibly the 3rd pick would be the 2 because of the speed there on that horse too. This one's got that speed too. So it's a very touchy race, and it's very tough. Horse won last time as the favorite. That's a great angle. So for me, it's very tough, but definitely a horse I don't want to talk you off of. Now, let's look at see how Raceland thinks this race is going to pan out, because I would love to see this part because it's going to be tough. Race 12. They see that 6 going out in front. Okay. They see at the beginning, then they see the 4, 7, and the 8 sitting pretty close behind. Now, middle of the race, they think the 8 is going to come up and challenge that horse. Possibly. I even think the 10 could even come up and challenge that horse a little bit. At the finish of the race, they're saying 74% chance of the 6 winning. I'm not going to say that something different about that. That's probably the favorite. Should be the favorite. Probably the horse to beat. But I do think the 4 McPhee is one of those horses that could beat. But also like that 2 a little bit too. Gotta like that 2 just a little bit. So they like the 6 at 74%, the 2 at 5%, the 10 at 4%, the 4 at 4%, and the 8 at 3%. So I like it's 4, 6, 2, 8. And if you start forcing my hand, the 3 and 10, 10 and 3, they're all tough. Okay, let's look at these odds, what they think is going to be. They're saying the 6 should be 1-4, it's going to be 9-5. I don't think it's going to go down to 1-4 because you got horses like the 2, the 4 that are going to steal some of that money. Okay, so with that being said, I don't see it going down that low. Now we're going to go on to my picks. Pick 5. Like I said last week, I hit 4 out of 5. Just missed it. It's just one of those things again. Bridesmaid, never the bride, right? So I'm going to go, and here's what I'm going to play at Thistledowns on Saturday for the Ohio Derby Saturday. All right, then. Once again, the pick 5 starts at race number 8. Race number 8, I do like it 12, 4, 11, 7. That's how the order I like it. I'm doing exactly the 12 over the 4, 11. Now, my pick 5, I'm in leg number 1, which is race 8, I'm doing 12, 4, 11. Leg number 2, which is race 9, I'm singling a horse, the 1. The leg number 3, which is race 10, I'm doing 1, 7, 11, 10, 4 horses. Leg number 4, which is race number 11, I'm doing 7, 6. And then in the final leg, which is the Ohio Derby, the 5th leg, race 12, I'm going 6 deep here. Even though I do believe it's between the 4 and the 6, I really do believe that. I love that exacta, by the way. But the 2, 8, 3, 10, all of them would not shock me if they jump up and won. And if I'm alive going to that last race with horses like that in that final leg, I want some prices in there. Even though I do think that it's between the 4 and the 6 to win this race. So I'm going 4, 6, 2, 8, 3, 10 in that final leg. Race number 9, in order, 1, 2, 6, 7. I'm going the exacta 1 over the 2, and then daily double 1 over the 1, 7 in the 10th race. 10th race, I got 1, 7, 11, 10. The exacta I have is 1 over the 7, 11. And in the 11th race, I have 7, 6, 8, 4. The exacta is 7, 6, and then boxed. And then I got daily double 7, 6 with the 4, 6 in the last race. Like I said, I do believe it's between those 2 horses in the Ohio Derby. And then in the 12th race, I like it 4, 6, 2, 8. I am doing a try 4, 6 with the 4, 6, 2, 8, 3, 10 with the all. Trying to get that price on the bottom side at least on that. So there you have it for the Ohio Derby. Once again, like I said, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. If you're interested in that pin hooking syndication that we're doing or racing syndication, please shoot me an email and we'll get in contact. Any other questions, shoot me an email and I will answer them as quickly as possible. Until then, let's go out there and get some of that money. So win some races, win that money.
You're watching Past the Wire TV.
Tracking trips at Past the Wire, no matter what your level of play is. You know, people play the horses for all types of reasons. The action, the excitement, the thrill, the challenge. Some, believe it or not, even play expecting to lose. Me, I don't have that problem. I play to win and take down scores and have been doing it successfully for a long time. This is the life I've chosen. Don't go into battle alone. I do that. And you can have me and tracking trips as your second set of eyes. You can be a better. Let's win this fight. Patience, discipline, like a cobra, ready to strike at the right time. When we win, we celebrate, and we celebrate hard because the rewards make all of it worth it. Nobody does it better. Tracking trips at Past the Wire. Be a member, unless of course you hate money.
A dynasty in motion, reshaping the sport's greatest tradition, channeling the legends of his line and surpassing them. 4 of the last 6 Derby winners carry his genes. A Golden Son, a Horse of the Year. Another chapter written beneath those iconic spires. Derby dreams fulfilled for the titans of our industry. From authentic to sovereignty, a legacy both real and supreme. Into mischief.
Here comes journalism, here comes sovereignty, and they square off, head into the final furlong. Sovereignty wins the Derby!
You're watching Past the Wire TV. Hit that like button and subscribe to Past the Wire TV. Nobody does it better.
Nobody does it better.